Hey friends, welcome back to another video. Will here, Orlando-based flight attendant. Hope you're doing wonderful. Today's vlogmas is going to be a bit different. Probably won't be too long and we might not do Christmassy stuff, but I figured I could take this opportunity to do a life update. And I know a lot of you guys are waiting for the update, and I will say it up front, no, I'm not leaving the airline I work for. I'm not going to another airline. I will continue flying for the airline I'm currently flying for, because it works for me, and so far it's been great. Now, I've never really been one to talk about my personal life. I know that I've shared a few things here and there. I feel like the things that I have shared that could be somewhat personal are just like little puzzles that are needed to kind of like finish the big picture. So I've shared those things, but I never really dived into my personal life or my living situation or really any of those things. When I created this channel, I created it with the purpose of sharing the flight attendant life and helping those who want to become flight attendant. But I also realized that I'm a human being and I have a life outside of work, and I have goals, and you know, I have situations, and I have ups and downs like everyone else. And so today we might be getting a little personal, but not too personal. I feel like these are just like little pieces that are needed to, again, kind of like complete the full picture. And so we're gonna dive right in. You guys know, December last year I officially transferred to Orlando because I wanted to have a line. Chicago is a super senior base, and it would have taken me at least 4 years, maybe 5 years before I could get a line there. You guys also know that I was in a relationship and I was living with someone in Chicago, and so that meant that I had to commute from Chicago to Orlando for a little bit until we could figure out what the next steps were. Life had a different plan, and that was that we had to go to different places, and so that meant that we were no longer together. When that happened, I started commuting from Aguadilla to Orlando to continue with work. Over these past 10 months, I've actually been commuting back and forth between Aguadilla and Orlando, like I just said. And that meant that I needed a place to kind of stay here in between trips, because the schedules that I was getting awarded weren't necessarily the most productive or didn't really have the best report times. And sometimes I would get back super late to base and there were no flights available for me to go home. Instead of getting a crash pad here, my best friend actually lives here in Orlando, and you guys have seen him here on the vlog, and he was just moving to his new place, and so we kind of had like an agreement, and this has been kind of like my crash pad. Obviously it works very different than a crash pad, because crash pads you do share with other people, and sometimes you share your bed with other people as well, but here has been totally different, and I am so grateful for him. Now, a couple of months ago I started thinking, and I was like, well, I've been commuting so much, do I really want to continue doing that for a long time, or do I want to kind of like settle here in Orlando, like just ground myself and not have to do the back and forth anymore, don't have to deal with flight loads or commuting or any of those things. My sister lives here in Florida, so that means that I could actually see her more often, and instead of choosing whether I go to see her or go back home, I could actually stay here and maybe have her come here to Orlando and spend time with me. And so after careful consideration and thinking about whether or not I should transfer to another base and start life somewhere else, I decided that I officially want to ground myself here in Orlando. If you guys are keeping up with the news, rent in Orlando is not cheap. So knowing that, I knew that I didn't want to pay a lot of money for a place that I was not going to spend a lot of time in, given the fact that I do mostly 2 or 3 day trips. I was talking to my friend Osvaldo, and I was like, hey, I know that your lease is coming up. Do you really have any plans with this apartment? Are you gonna renew here? And then I started sharing with him what were some of the things that I was looking for, and we kind of like sat together and went over it, and it was somewhat the same things that he was looking for. I had looked at options. I had my options of 1-bedroom apartments, 2-bedroom apartments, and I also had 2-bedroom, 2-bath apartments in case that he was on board. Shortly after I had those options, he did tell me that he was going to stay here, and so we decided that we were going to get a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom apartment. I started thinking, and I was like, if I'm really going to pay that much rent, I might as well just get something that's really worth the money that I'm paying. And my friends, I found an apartment complex that's brand new construction. We got the apartment approved, and we also got to see the apartment today. So I'm gonna go ahead and insert some clips in here so that you guys can see what my new place will be, which means that now I have to be here for the next 12 months. I'm kidding, guys. I am so excited about this. I feel like now I'm gonna feel way more grounded than in some way I have, and I don't have to worry about commuting anymore. Just honestly cannot wait. When I walked in the apartment today and I saw how big it was, because honestly the pictures that we saw online, it doesn't do any justice, if I'm being honest. We had to do everything online because the apartment complex actually just opened and the first people moved in, and like I said, it's new construction, so at the time we weren't allowed to go there to actually see the apartments. So in a way we kind of took a chance and we just went with whatever pictures they shared with us and trusted that it was going to be great, and honestly it did not disappoint. You're probably wondering, like, okay, fine, Will, you're moving to a new apartment and you're not going to commute anymore and maybe your life is going to change, but like, why do you have to be so excited about it? And the thing is that there are a lot of things that I've gone through this year. There's a lot of work that I've been doing. The battery keeps draining. I don't understand what's happening, but what I was saying is you're probably wondering why it's so important for you to share this information with you. In a way, I am super happy that this is happening and you guys will eventually see that I am at a new place, and I kind of want to give you that story and share with you exactly how it is that I ended up here. So kind of like going back to giving you the pieces to make sure that you guys could get the full picture. In a way, I'm kind of like proud because, again, like I was saying, there's so many things I've gone through this year and I've been busting my chops this year working. And to end the year getting a place, like the last thing that I expected, but also kind of like the most rewarding. This is not my actual apartment. It is the same floor plan, but my apartment is going to be different. And obviously I'm not gonna specifically share like my exact apartment, but you guys will get the idea of what my floor plan would look like. It's a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom apartment. And I just, I can't wrap my head around the fact that I'm going to have a place, I'm done commuting, and I know it's going to be the start of so many great things, and I'm just putting it out there. And honestly, even thinking about it, because I'm just kind of like having all these moments where I, in a way, kind of like wish for this, and it happened. Wow. I didn't really mean to get somewhat emotional here because I'm just extremely happy with it, but I really wanted to share this with you guys because you guys have been through it all with me, and I know a lot of you guys watch my videos religiously, and I cannot thank you enough for watching my content, for being here every Sunday, and for being with me every December for all these days. And so yeah, I just wanted to share that with you. I am officially grounding myself here in Central Florida, and honestly, I just can't wait for all the good stuff that are about to happen. Like I said, and I know probably some of the things that I've been saying here are somewhat repetitive, but I can't get enough, and how wonderful it feels to like have something again. I did have these things, and I had this life, and all of a sudden it was gone, and now I'm like, what do I do? Right? But I never gave up. I put in the work. Thank you for being a part of it. This vlogmas, like I said, is super short. Really, I just wanted to share that with you. Thank you so much for being with me throughout this whole year. I feel like I'm ending the year, but no, this is just a live update. But I just wanted to, you know, say thank you so much for everything, for your kind comments, for being there, for being a part of this, for supporting the channel, and just really for being wonderful people. And I think I'm going to let you guys go now. I still have a lot of things to do. I'm trying to get all these vlogmas out before I go to Europe. But if you did enjoy learning a bit more about what's going to happen in my life next, go ahead and smash that like button. Also, don't forget to subscribe, and I'm going to see you tomorrow. I was going to say next Sunday, but tomorrow for another vlogmas. Take care.